Hey guys, it's Adrian from VHA here bringing you a new video. So I have a great video for you today. This is going to be a battle to the death between three different solar panel cameras. The first one we're going to look at is the Soliom S600. I've done a video on that in the past, and you'll be able to check that out in a link up in the top corner. The other two cameras are, one is the Vacos cam. It's a battery-powered camera that also has a solar panel add-on that you can get separately. And then lastly, we're going to look at the Reolink Argus 3 Pro. Now, as I've already stated, these are all three solar panel cameras, and though the Soliom is a little bit different with it being PTZ, I still think it'll make for a great comparison. So be sure to stay till the end and see who comes out on top. Here we go. All right, so I'm trying to keep the length of the video somewhat down. And since normally I unbox all of the products at the start of the video, we're going to do kind of a speed unboxing of all three cameras, just to kind of show you really quick what you'll get in that package. All right, so we're going to start with the Soliom S600. There's nothing super special about it. Right out of the box, it has the solar panel, the instructions. It will come with mounting screws to mount this along with a mounting template. But this is all one unit. The solar panel mounts to the top of this. So this design is going to be a little bit different than the other two, as well as this being a PTZ camera. All right, so the next one is the Vacos cam. It actually comes in two separate boxes because the solar panel is not required. This is a battery-powered camera. So basically, we'll same kind of setup here. We'll get the camera itself with the mounting brackets to mount it outside, along with a template, some instructions. Since this can be used as an indoor cam, it will come with a indoor mounting bracket as well as an outdoor mounting bracket. And then inside the solar panel box is basically the same type of setup. It's got the solar panel mounting template and bracket for that as well. Let's go over to the Reolink. This is the Argus 3 Pro. It all comes in a single box. So you get your instructions in here. Again, you'll have your mounting template along with mounting brackets and everything that you need to get that mounted outside, along with the solar panel and its mounting brackets as well. Other than that, that's pretty much it for these three cameras. Let's go ahead and move on to the next section. All right, so we're basically going to cover 6 different categories for the rating for this video. Those categories will be price and which one has the best price. The next section will be specs and how those specs stand up against each other. Third category will be design and just my basically my input on which one I think has the best design. The next section will be RTSP or ONVIF capability and whether or not any of them have that or not. The fifth section is video quality. We'll look at daytime video and nighttime video streaming and kind of go over my thoughts on that. And then last is extras. If the cameras come with any extra features that make them kind of stand out from the other cameras. All right, well, without further ado, let's dive into that next section and look at the price. All right, so let's take a look at price. So for the Soliom S600 on Amazon right now, it's $150. Now that's a little on the high end, I'm not gonna lie. When you look at the Argus 3 Pro, it's pretty much about the same deal. 140 bucks gets you an Argus 3 Pro with the solar panel. So again, kind of on the high end. I couldn't find a combination Vacos cam and solar panel on Amazon, so I had to go straight to their website. But you can pick up a Vacos cam with the solar panel package deal for 65 bucks. So obviously, when it comes to price, the Vacos cam definitely wins out of the three. You could essentially buy 2 Vacos cams and 2 solar panels for the cost of one of either of the other cameras. So definitely the winner in this category is going to have to go to Vacos. 65 bucks gets you the battery powered camera with the solar panel, and you're good to go on that one. Let's go ahead and move on to the next section. Okay, so now on to specs. Looking at the Soliom S600, it's pretty standard. It is, of course, 1080p on the video. It does have a much larger field of view, being that it is PTZ versus the stationary camera. It does have motion detection, two-way audio, and it doesn't list it here, but it does have an SD card slot, which allows you to record locally. On the Wi-Fi side of it, it does only support 2.4 gig. It is not going to run on the 5 gigahertz range. Onto the Reolink. We got the Argus 3 Pro. It has a lot of the same specs as the Soliom camera. It is a 1080p on the video as well, but being a stationary camera, it only supports 122 degrees on the field of view. So a little bit different from, I think, with the PTZ, it's got 320 degrees. It has motion detection as well as two-way audio, and it will support up to 128 gig on the SD card for local storage. Now on the Wi-Fi, the Argus 3 Pro has taken a step up of the others in this category as well as its predecessor, the Argus 2, because it supports 5 gigahertz and 2.4 gigahertz on the Wi-Fi front, so it'll handle both. Lastly, on the Vacos cam, it's right there with the first two for the most part. 1080p video, and it says it supports 120 degrees on the field of view, which is about the same as the Reolink, being stationary as well. Let's see, it supports motion detection as well as the two-way audio, but on the local storage, it has a 16 gig built-in storage, so it does not have an SD card slot, will not allow you to expand it anything out of 16 gigs, so much smaller on the storage side. Wi-Fi is also only 2.4 gigahertz, so not quite as good as the Reolink either. So for this category, I have to give it to Reolink. I mean, I think overall, though most of the specs were pretty much the same, the fact that Reolink will support 128 gigs worth of local storage, as well as it will also connect in the 5 gigahertz range on the Wi-Fi, takes the lead in this category. Let's move on to the next step, and we'll talk about the design. All right, so now I've installed all these off my back porch cover. The Soliom S600 is installed on the end, and it's a little different on its design with it being PTZ and the fact that it's all one unit, meaning the solar panel is kind of mounted to the top. It's certainly a lot more bulky than the other two cameras. Now, I've been running this one for quite some time. It's been installed for about a year now. And again, you can see the original video in the link up at the top if you want to see the full video on the product review of the S600. All right, so I installed the other two on the back side here, facing out into the backyard. The Reolink and the Vacos cam have similar design. They're very sleek looking, have that nice white glossy finish. They're definitely not as bulky as the Soliom S600 was. One thing I'll note about the Reolink and the Vacos cameras is that they are both battery-powered cameras, where the rechargeable battery itself is inside the camera, which allows them to be used without the solar panel altogether, and you can just charge them whenever you need to. The Soliom S600 camera has the batteries inside the solar panel. They are replaceable if you need to replace them. Another thing on the Reolink and Vacos cameras are the solar panels are separate. And with a lengthy cable for both of them, it gives you the ability to mount the camera in one location and then mount the solar panel in a different location, which may have more sunlight. And then there's enough length on that cable there so that you can probably run it down within reason. So for me, the winners in this category, and I say winners plural because I'm going to give it both to Reolink and the Vacos cam. I like their design, and the fact that that solar panel is a separate unit really makes it more versatile, and so I'm going to give them both the win for this category. Let's move on to the next section and look at RTSP and ONVIF capability. All right, so for this section, I hate to tell you, but none of these cameras support RTSP or ONVIF. For the most part, it has to do with the fact that they are essentially battery-operated cameras. RTSP, ONVIF would drain the batteries too fast, I think, and so that's kind of the reason why most manufacturers don't allow it. I feel like if you're going to use the solar panel option, though, I think you should have the ability to make that decision on your own. With the solar panels attached to them, obviously these cameras stay almost fully charged with the sunlight and everything, so there's really not a problem with it draining the battery, I don't think. But again, I do understand why they choose not to do the RTSP ONVIF capability. So for this category, nobody is going to win. Sorry, guys. Let's move on to the next section and look at the video quality. Okay, so for the video quality, I have footage here from the daytime and the nighttime of each of these cameras. Just to kind of give you an idea of both. On the daytime quality, I thought they all stood their own pretty well. All three cameras look pretty good. 1080p video streaming from a battery camera, I mean, not too bad. Now, when we jump over to the nighttime streams, I really thought that Reolink and Soliom kind of took off and had a much better video stream than the Vacos cam. It just didn't do quite as well. And I realize there is a spotlight off in the distance there on that Vacos cam, and that could have had something to do with it. It's hard to say. I guess I should have moved that camera over a little bit more away from that spotlight to see if it would have made any difference. But for me, in this category, I'm going to give it to Soliom and Reolink for their cameras. I thought the combination of both the daytime and the nighttime footage for those really turned out to be the best. Let's move on to that last category and talk about extras. All right, so this category, it's probably not really needed. This is just kind of something I threw together at the last minute. There's one feature on a couple of these cameras that I thought was kind of cool and felt like it needed to be mentioned. So both the Soliom and the Reolink cameras, that S600 and the Argus 3 Pro, have a spotlight feature where you can actually turn on a light that's on the camera and actually have it turn on with motion detection and everything, which I thought was pretty cool. And so I've kind of tried to show it here in this video clip. The video quality is not that great, so I'm kind of sorry how that turned out, but hopefully this gives you at least some kind of idea of what I'm talking about. So for this special category, I'm going to give it to Reolink and Soliom just because of that extra feature. It's a little different from the Vacos. There just wasn't anything special that kind of stood out on that Vacos cam to add it into this category. Let's move on to the last section here and tally up our scores. All right, so here we are. We're going to tally everything up. Let's do a quick recap of all the categories and just make sure we've got everything covered. So for the price category, we gave it to Vacos with the cheapest price by far. I mean, you could get two Vacos cams for basically the price of either the Reolink Argus 3 Pro or the Soliom S600. Now on the specs, we gave that one to the Argus 3 Pro. Reolink's camera had the ability to handle that large 128 gig SD card, as well as it supported the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, which I thought kind of made it stand out in front of the other two cameras. And when it came to the design, I really like the sleek design of both the Vacos and the Argus 3 Pro with that glossy white finish. And the fact that it had that solar panel as a separate mount so that you could move it more in direct sunlight. Doesn't have to be right next to the camera. Unfortunately, no one won the RTSP ONVIF support category since none of them supported it. Not much we could do about that, unfortunately. So on to the video quality. Even though the daytime I felt they were all pretty equal, when it came to the nighttime streaming, the Reolink and Soliom cameras both kind of came out ahead on that one. And then lastly, of course, the extras category with that cool spotlight feature, I gave that one to both the Soliom and Reolink cameras as well. So to tally up our scores, the overall winner of the solar panel camera showdown was the Argus 3 Pro from Reolink with 4 out of the 6 stars. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'll have a link in the description below so you can check out each of these cameras for yourself. And again, of course, if you wanted to see the full product review on that Soliom S600, it's up there as well. I really do like Reolink cameras. I think they are a very good quality. They're put together very well. The others aren't bad as well. A lot of it just depends on what's the best fit for your setup and what you're looking for. So with the Soliom S600, obviously it's a PTZ camera, so if that's what you're looking for, then that's definitely an option. And of course, it has the ability to change out those batteries as needed, which of course you don't get with the other two battery-powered cameras. But again, Reolink comes out the winner today. Hope you guys liked the video. But other than that, like I said, I'll have the link in the description below to each of their websites. Check out their website, see what other cameras they have to offer. If one of these isn't a good fit for you, I bet they do have something that will work for you for whatever it is that you're looking for. As always, I want to thank everybody for donating to my Buy Me a Coffee link. Every little bit helps. If you haven't had a chance, jump over to my spring merchandise page and check out all of the Burns home automation merchandise. And if you're looking for VPN service, check out IPVanish. I'll have a link in the description below so you can head over to their website and see what deals they're currently running. And if you're interested in buying and selling stock or maybe cryptocurrency, check out Robinhood. I'll have the link in the description below. If you sign up with them through that link, you and I both will get free share of stock. As always, if you liked the video, please subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comments below. If there are any videos out there that you would like to see that I don't already have out there, let me know in the comments as well, and I'll see if I can't get something put together for you guys. Otherwise, I'll see you guys around.